Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Monday, May the 15th. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading. Red news trading with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. Walmal, you just did a holy crap. What's going on?
Oh, I just looked at the news that just came out, and which was the Empire State Manufacturing Index, and they were expecting a down of about 3.7, and they got a down of 31.8. That basically, we haven't seen numbers like that since COVID. I mean, this is that's not just a miss. That's a glacial miss, and I'm surprised that the market only reacted by going up about 15 pips there. I would have expected it to go up even more than that. Wow. That's a number that's quite quite surprising. That's a big miss. The only thing I can go and think that maybe the market didn't react as much as it could have or should have is because what that's going to do is for next month, which is only a couple of weeks away, we have another FOMC decision on whether or not we're going to go and do another rate increase. And this may be one of the numbers that's going to affect that. So maybe people are thinking, well, the Fed is going to go and relax the amount of that's going to raise the interest rates in. And then people are going to go and say, well, that should mean that the pound should get even stronger because there's not a difference. Well, the problem is the economies are just starting to come down so quickly, much quicker than probably was desired. There's going to be some other effects, and I got a feeling that what people are doing is a lot of people are probably holding on to their gunpowder because they don't know what to do. So it's that's just a surprising miss to me.
Right. We only have 77 pip range at the moment.
Yeah.
For the day.
Yeah, I got 75 on my chart. That's I'm getting in horseshoes, as I like to say. It's close enough, But I had said this last week. We had a news event last week, and I said, notice when you get a big move up, okay? Like I said, there's only maybe a 15 pip move up, so it's not a huge move up. But when it gets to the midpoint, when it goes and likes to retrace it, when it gets to that midpoint, it likes to go and bounce off of that. And that's exactly what it just did. So it may go back down and complete that return bar, and more times than not it does. But just, traders, just be aware. That's just a little tidbit to pick up on, that if you're in a trade and you went short, you may want to go take some of your profits off the table when it hits the midpoint, because a lot of times it'll bounce off of that. And then, if it goes back up, it bounces off and goes back up. You may have an opportunity again to put in another trade where you can go and take the next run down. And eventually it's going to break, and then you get the rest of that profit. So.
Yeah, there was before a phone call or before the video, Walmart and I were on the call, and I said I made an observation about myself that a lot of times I'll say where price needs to go, but I only do that in one direction. And what I've learned is I need to start doing that in two directions, because a lot of times I'll like Walmart was in a trade and I said, hey, it needs to come down to the 5. Well, he punched out at 6 because he had seen that price had been rejecting off of that level. And sure enough, it hit the 6. It went back up about, 2 or 3 pips. And then it came right back down and hit the 5. And so it's one of those things where, and I've been joking for years. All I have to do is to put a trade on, I need to write an EA. So when I hit the buy button or the sell button, it doesn't do it immediately. It waits an hour. I've joked
about a little bit and then drops it.
I've joked about that, and that's one of the reasons why I came up with the trailing stop way of entering. So that way, if price is moving against me, it won't trigger my entry till it starts moving in my direction.
Right. But that's, and that's a difference between the way people trade. I like to go and, you called it a roller coaster,
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. It is kind of a roller coaster. What I try to do is go and get in on that roller coaster and ride the roller coaster as far as I can, and then get out. When I make a mistake, it's usually because I don't get off the roller coaster in time.
Well, that's more like, I just thought, it's more like an elevator, except when you get on an elevator, the elevator tells you it's going up or down. What if elevators didn't tell you that? You got on the elevator, and if you wanted to go up, you're taking your chances. It's like, oh, this elevator's going down, so the next time it stops, you get off. And the question is,
Right.
maybe it goes down, or maybe it starts going back up. But that's really what it's like.
Yeah, or getting it. Sometimes I hate to say it, is that the elevators, the only floors it's got on it is the floor you're on, the floor below you, and the floor at the other end. And what you do is you're just riding the elevator, and you're not quite sure if it's going to go up or down. It's got its own little mind.
Exactly.
Sometimes trading just seems that way, and it can get awfully frustrating, to say the least. But
Yeah.
what can you do? Well, that's why I like to go, wait for maybe a little bit of confirmation. Hey, the elevator's going up. Let me go and get on that. But at the same time, hey, it's stopping at this floor. Let me get off at this floor.
Yeah.
You missed some big trades because of that, but that's okay.
We just had a flip-flop box.
Yes, sir. I took that trade while you were talking. I went short at 17 even.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. And I've made core for the day, so I'm sitting here thinking about. I've changed the way I operate. I try to get bigger pips. But right now, I'm thinking about getting out. And the reason why is because we got back down to that midpoint area. Didn't quite get to the midpoint this time. And now we got a bullish candle. I'm sort of like, I don't know if I want to stay in this trade or not. Because, it could very well want to go back up some more. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's funny because on the state change, it's a lower candle because it has a lower high and lower low, but even though it closed bullish.
Right. That happens sometimes. Not often, but it does happen sometimes.
Right.
So I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, not sure what to do.
Actually, it probably happens. It's not a rare occurrence. I mean, I'll see, you probably see at least one an hour, if not more.
Yeah.
Let's see, I don't know, okay, yeah, here we have state change on this chart. So right here was a state change with a bull, and then there was a state change with a bull here. There's a state change, or a lower candle bull. Here's a higher candle that's red. So
Hey, I'm out. Because I hit the midpoint. So I got in at 17 and I got out at 11. Now, of course, now you say, well, I could have made more. Well, yeah, I could have.
But you saw how fast it got rejected too.
Yep. So you saw how that jumped, right?
Yeah, it jumped 2 pips, almost 3. In fact, I think it did jump 3.
Yeah.
No.
And that's just on my chart. Let me go. I can go and look and see. On my chart, it jumped 2.5 pips.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, I just punched out, took my pips. I'm happy with it. And the thing is, then it made the jump, so I got lucky that I got out in time.
Yeah, so trading red news, a lot of times, if you want to jump the news. It's like I look to see the candle before, and more times than not, it seems like they'll move price in the opposite direction. So you can see here there was like 1, 2, 3 minutes before they dropped it, and then that last candle, it went up, but then it came back down. And to me, that says, okay, they're going to run this thing up. Plus, since it was New York manufacturing, it's like there's nothing good in the U.S. when it comes to manufacturing. It can't be any good news. So that was just, hey, this is where you place your bet, and that's what it is. And knowing, though, if it goes the wrong way, you can forget about your stop being honored unless it's 40, 50 pips away. Now, right now we're looking where it's put in that bottom twice at the 09. It's come back across the 10 line. Now it looks like it doesn't know which way it wants to go. Walmal, you back?
I am back. Yes, the phone just dropped for some reason. Who knows why?
Yeah, and if you look left, fellow traders, you can see these wicks here. So they're kind of acting like support. And you can see this zone right here where price was ranging, or kind of in that same area. But more times than not, we're going to get price come right back to the open of that big candle, which was 25.04. And we're only, 6 pips away, so we'll see what happens here.
And that's the thing about trading. 90% of trading is sitting on your thumbs, doing nothing, or sitting on your hands, however you want to say it. You're just watching and waiting for that opportunity, and not jumping too early and getting yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
But that was a flip-flop box. I took the trade.
The long trade?
We'll see. If I went long, I got it in at 11.5. I don't like what it's doing right now. Up a pip.
And and just so you know, traders, Walmal and I are on different brokers, so that way his flip-flop boxes, might be a pip slightly different than mine. So mine was at 11.4. Yeah, it spiked up to about 13 and then came right back down.
Yeah, I got up to 13.9. And I should have gotten out there. I didn't. So it was silly.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering because you like trading with the indicator 2 dots, and since those were against you, that's like, okay, if I take this trade and I get the 1 or 2 pips, then I need to be out quick because I don't have all that behind me.
Right. That's what I usually do. For me anyway, that's the better way of handling it.
Mm-hmm.
But I missed it,
Yeah, see, here's my exit right here, that one ball. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
But the one thing I've noticed, though, I don't know on your chart, but I had that indicator 2 dot turned aqua.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when that happens, it's going to continue. But I normally punch out right when that one ball comes. And you could see here that price pulled back a couple of pips off of that one ball.
I'm still in the trade. I should really be out, to be honest with you. But because I made core, I'm willing to go and risk a little bit more and hope, which is It's crazy.
Well, you're not
It's a silly
risking.
thing.